Aries. I meditated on your energy before I started the video, and I got three cards. I got the Ten of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Nine of Swords. That told me immediately that there was something that you had invested in, possibly a career or a family situation or home life, perhaps a partnership, one where there was family, there were family roles being played. You found whatever this was very resourceful, and it was something that you had invested in and saw full potential in. I also picked up the Tower, which means something was shifted, or something completely destabilized, whatever you had invested in. And I'm also picking up that it happened very quickly, very suddenly, to the point where you may not have been able to even prepare for it. Almost a sudden truth, or a change in dynamics, or perhaps a change in finances. I'm not too sure. What I do know is that it caused irreparable change, and you are currently in the Nine of Swords energy. Now, the Nine of Swords energy is not the best energy to be in. There's a lot of overthinking, uncertainty, self-doubt. But the energy that I'm picking up from those three cards was, I'm afraid that whatever I built, whatever I invested in, I won't be able to get back. I won't be able to recreate that. Now, the card that was on the bottom of the deck is the King of Wands, which I found incredible in relation to this, because this is Spirit basically telling you to have your moment to grieve what you invested in. Understand why you lost it. Maybe it wasn't for you. Maybe it was divine timing. Maybe you learned your lesson, or maybe something that you invested in was built on ego. I don't know. But you're currently at the end stage of this cycle of ruminating and thinking about the if, ands, or whys. One thing I do want to say is that whatever the structure was, perhaps whatever you have in the future will be a little bit more stabilizing and won't change so quickly. The reason why I say that is because Spirit is suggesting that King of Wands energy is still in you. Okay? And it's an energy that Spirit wants you to remember, that you are confident, that you've taken on leadership roles before, that you've faced battle before, and you've also come out successful. Spirit is suggesting that whatever you lost, whatever came through and changed the dynamic, or cut off where you thought your life was going to go, resource-wise, career-wise, co-worker-wise, partnership-wise. You faced challenges like this before, and you have the King of Wands energy inside of you, and that's something that you're going to have to tap into eventually to pull yourself out of the Nine of Swords energy. Okay, now that is the energy that I found when I meditated on your energy. Okay, let's get into tarot. So I'm going to do a 5-card spread. Right now, the first card I'm going to start with is, what is the loudest energy surrounding you? Okay. Spirit, what is the loudest energy surrounding Aries currently? What is the loudest energy surrounding Aries? Well, what is the loudest energy surrounding Aries? Okay. What is the loudest energy surrounding Aries? Star reversed. Moon reversed. Yeah. There's this feeling of hopelessness. But I want to almost connect the Star reverse to the Tower. It's almost like there's a loss of faith tied to it. Like, You know, sometimes people refer to the tower as divine timing, divine change, and it almost feels like whatever you lost, whatever was destabilized, somehow had something to deal or do with how you view yourself spiritually or how you view the universe spiritually. What I mean by that is you could feel like you're unprotected in some way, or what is the point in divine wisdom if something that you built is going to just be destabilized and change suddenly? The bottom of the deck is the moon reversed. Very interesting. Moon reverse tells me there's something about that tower card that had to happen. There's some clarity around it. Yeah. There's some clarity around that tower card. Now, we're not going to push in just yet on that. We're still on the what's lattice right now, the star. But that moon reverse tells me that there was that tower, or that Ten of Pentacles possibly was built on something that was not sustainable from the very beginning. Right now, you could be feeling hopelessness. You could be feeling uninspired. I think uninspired is very much it. Unmotivated. That Nine of Swords energy tells me you're completely exhausted and depleted when it comes to something you've invested in. But I do want to let you know that that Nine of Swords energy is almost the very end of the turmoil, especially with that King of Wands. Okay. Spirit, tell me what Aries is missing. What is Aries missing? The Sun reverse, bottom of the deck, the Empress. Very interesting. Well, the Sun reverse is not like how most people interpret the Sun. The Sun reverse almost has the same meaning as it does upright. But reversed, it does mean that you may be looking at a situation more negatively. So what you are missing out, or what you may not be seeing, is there is some positive to your situation. There is something beneficial about it in the long run. And that beneficialness has something to do with abundance, something to do with value, material value. Real value. That you still have the ability to grow. That whatever soil you think was destroyed from that tower is still workable. Okay. So, Spirit, what is influencing this underneath the surface for Aries? What's influencing this underneath the surface for Aries? Okay, we have Death. And the Three of Swords, bottom of the deck. Death reversed. I don't think you believe you have the ability to change. I think that Nine of Swords attitude, I think with the star being reversed, you could be looking at the situation very negatively. I know that times are very hard for a lot of us out there, but we are all capable of change. That Death reverse tells me you don't think you can be this King of Wands. You don't think you can be confident. You don't think you can step into a leadership role. You don't think you can take control of your life. You think change is not possible. You think whatever you built, whatever you invested in, whatever it imploded it, cannot be changed. That you can't use the opportunity to tap into an energy that is innately within you, because there's some emotional pain surrounding it. It could be heartbreak, or it could be emotional pain. This could be something that you loved. This could have been a career. But what you're missing is that sun reverse. First of all, we have 3 reversals. We have the star reversed, the sun reversed, and death reversed, which means I'm feeling hopeless. I'm not looking at the situation as I'm looking at the situation negatively, and I don't think I can change it. It's very simple. It's not a very hard deck. I don't think I can step into the Wands energy. I don't think I'm powerful. I don't think I'm a leader. I don't think that people are going to take me seriously. Spirit, I want to get some clarification. I'm going to pull out an animal oracle card. Or should I do a will? I'm going to pull out an animal oracle card, because I think you might need assistance when it comes to how to relieve that death in reverse. Spirit, give me some advice. What kind of spirit animal should Aries embody to make the shift, the necessary shift or change needed? What kind of spirit animal should they embody to make the necessary changes? Okay, we got 2 cards. We have the whale, which is communication. You are encouraged to communicate clearly from your heart. Bridge any gaps that are keeping you from connecting deeper with your loved ones. It is important to speak your truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power. Yeah, that's that 9 of Swords energy I was talking about. Dealing with something alone. Feeling like whatever that community is, whatever you invested in is gone or destabilized. But you may be looking at the situation a little bit more negatively than what it is. With that sun reverse, there could easily be other resources, other people that you can talk to. The next card we have is Zebra, which is open-mindedness. There is more than one way of looking at things. You must be ready to accept alternative viewpoints and new ideas. You must open your eyes to new ideas and new ways of resolving problems. That's how you change. That's how you transform. That's how you get out of that 9 of Swords energy. That's how you get into that King of Wands energy. Because again, Spirit is saying that the opportunity for you to step into it, that leadership role, take command and control of your life, is absolutely there. One of the ways to get there is the communication, leaning on people within your community, the ones who are helpful, the ones who are emotionally available to you. Okay, not the toxic ones who don't really listen to you and they just want or wait for you to finish talking so they can talk. And open-mindedness, being able to see that Empress that was in that deck, that there was an opportunity for growth and still value in a situation, still value in you. Okay? So, Spirit, why are my cards? Okay. Here we go. Give me a second. Spirit, what wants Aries' attention next? 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 You can't make this up. What wants your attention next is leaving that Nine of Swords energy. That's what wants your attention next, because the second you leave that Nine of Swords energy, the second you let go of the overthinking, the second you let go of worry, uncertainty, and you know, the Nine of Swords is way more than that, because that could be the Two of Swords. The Nine of Swords, and I'm not trying to downplay it, is like hell. It's like your own personal loopy hell. And I know, trust me, I've been in that energy. It's easier said than done to get out of. But the Spirit is saying that there's something in your past. This is the Six of Cups, by the way. There's something in your past that you can tap into. You've been through this before. You've been through this before. That's what I meant earlier with the King of Wands. You've already stepped into the King of Wands energy before. That Nine of Swords tells me you may think that you can't. Spirit is telling you that you can. If you can do something once, you can do it again. Okay? So what wants your attention next is being able to embody that King of Wands energy and remember the other times you've embodied that King of Wands energy to pull yourself out of other crisis modes. Okay? So, Spirit, what is the takeaway for Aries? 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 Well, this is a weird energy. Give me a second. The takeaway is the Two of Cups reversed. The bottom of the deck is the King of Wands reversed. The takeaway is to know when something is misaligned and when you're possibly, or someone else is possibly operating from their shadow selves. Their shadow sides, their more aggressive sides, their bold sides. Because the King of Wands could be positive, but when he's reversed, he's selfish, he's impulsive, he's hot-headed. The takeaway is not to step into this kind of King of Wands energy. When you officially embody the King of Wands, when you embody it, don't step into the scarcity aspect of the King of Wands reverse. Don't step into that. Step into the empowered, bold, dynamic, powerful, authoritative, controlled version of that King of Wands. It's in you. because we both have good and bad in us. It just depends on what you feed. As for the Two of Cups reversed, this could just be a misalignment when it comes to partnerships or decisions or choices. Perhaps, give me a second. Underneath that King of Wands reverse is Four of Pentacles. I'm going to pull another card for you. I'm going to open up the Crystal Oracle deck and pull an Oracle card for you. For that Two of Cups reverse. I'm not too sure if it's a partnership, collaboration. It could also be you. Your decision making, your choices. I think it's you. The takeaway is to not step into that negative King of Wands energy. But I also want to give you an Oracle card just to make sure. Spirit, what do you say to that Two of Cups reverse for Aries? What do you say to that Two of Cups reverse for Aries? Okay, we have the Lava Stone. I am grateful for the peace I have in my heart. Yeah, see, I think that might have something to do with you. More or less about making aligned choices with yourself and making sure you don't step into that reverse King of Wands energy. Okay? So right now you may be feeling hopeless. You may feel spiritually unguided. But what you're missing is that you're looking at the situation a little more negatively than what it is. There's still hope. What's influencing this under the surface is death, the ability or the belief that you can't change, and you have to embrace communication as well as open-mindedness in order to transform, in order to change. What wants your attention next is coming out of that Knight of Swords energy reversed. And the takeaway is partnerships, alignment, decisions, and choices that you have to make. The decision and choice that when you do embody that King of Cups, the King of Wands, excuse me, you don't do it negatively. You don't operate from a scarcity mindset. Don't let this situation turn you bitter, because there's a lot of reversals here. Okay, Aries, that is my 5-card energy check-in. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.